Nikhileswarananda ji from Ramakrishna Mission Ashram, Rajkot. He heads the Rajkot Ashram there. I think all of us do not need introduction to Ramakrishna Mission. Many of us, many young people, many across generations have been associated in some way or the other to the Ramakrishna mission, either through the writings of Vivekananda or through the various temples and libraries that it has, various institutions. So that doesn't need any introduction at all. It is headed in Belur Mutt in West Bengal. Um, uh, Swamiji is a institution builder also. He has worked in Ranchi for rural and tribal development in his early stages of when he renounced. Before that, he was a chemical engineer, an industrial engineer, as well as a management consultant. So he's not so this world doesn't appear very alien to him. After that, he went to Ranchi when he renounced and he joined the Mutt, and he worked for decades in for rural and tribal development there. Then he moved to Gujarat. He also participated in relief efforts, and he has been an editor of a Ramakrishna Mission magazine on Ramakrishna Jyoti, if I'm not wrong. Uh, w- uh, so we would like to also probably learn from him how he has built and grown this institution. I saw that he has been a builder of the Devyayan um, Krishi Kendra, which was something child would often go to in Ranchi. So it's always great to know the people who built it. It was one of the nice places in Ranchi to visit, not very far away from where I lived. So with that, I'd like to welcome Swamiji. Before we do that, I'd like to invite Sahiti Kalyani, a resident from IMB, to sing a short invocation to start the event. Thank you.
Namaste, Swamiji. शरज्योत्स्ना शुद्धां शशियुतजटाजूटमकुटां वरत्रासत्राण स्फटिकघुटिका पुस्तककरां सकृन्नत्वा नत्वा कथमिव सतां सन्निदधते मधुक्षीरद्राक्षां मधुरिमधुरेण फणितयः देहि देहि शारदा ज्ञानं देहि सर्वदा प्रेमरूपिणी शारदा भक्तिं देहि सर्वदा योगरूपिणी शारदा योगं देहि सर्वदा बुद्धिरूपिणी शारदा मोक्षं देहि सर्वदा हंसवाहिनी हंसानन्दिनी हंसपूजिते शारदा शारदा जय शारदा जय शारदा जय शारदा पूर्णचन्द्रा कलास्वरूपिणी पूर्णयोगिनी शारदा शारदा जय शारदा जय शारदा जय शारदा शारदा जय शारदा शारदा जय शारदा. Thank you.
We have a small bouquet, Professor Jayadev. Maybe you can offer the bouquet.
Thank you.
Thank you. Swamiji. Shri Arvindji, please.
He's our Chief Administrative Officer. I see.
Roots.
Thank you. Thank you.
With no further delay, I'd like to invite Swamiji to now share his thoughts. Thank you.
Om Namah Shriyati Rajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukhaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shitva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Mritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kashchid Dukkham Apnuyat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Respected professors, faculty members, staff members, administrative officers, students of IIM, my dear brother monks who have come from Ramakrishna Mutt, Basavagudi, Bangalore, all the other dignitaries present here, respected guests, dear friends. It's a pleasure to meet all of you this morning. I'm thankful to IIM Bangalore. Some other IIMs also have gone, but I was very, very much impressed by the beautiful campus of IIM Bangalore. Very green, and I was told it is going to become, a whole campus will become green with so many solar tops and solar energy, and electric power may reduce to zero. Of course, the electric board will get offended. In Gujarat, it is becoming like that. Now they don't have the money to pay to the salary because all are putting on the solar things, and the electric bill is almost come to zero in many, including our organization there in Rajkot. Anyway, but this is the need of the hour, and climate change requires it. We understand now how much temperature is rising. So all these things are very much necessary. Making use of the alternative energy, climate change, greenery, and planting the trees. And here is a beautiful greenery. So I'm very happy to come to this beautiful campus of IIM Bangalore. The topic that has been given is Progressive India. Very beautiful topic and very relevant. Why relevant? Because just now we finished Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75 years of our independence. And we are now looking towards the Amrit Kal, next 25 years. And our Prime Minister of India has given the vision that by 2047, India will become a developed country. Earlier, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam had given the vision of a developed country by 2020. He wrote the book India 2020, a vision of the new millennium. As you know, incidentally, when I met on 16th April 2003 at Rashtrapati Bhavan, I had gone there to hand over a DVD that we had prepared based on the speech that he had delivered at Porbandar while inaugurating one of the 81 school buildings constructed by us, Ramakrishna Mission, in the whole of Gujarat as a part of earthquake rehabilitation project. He had given a beautiful speech, so I wanted to give that one. At that time, we had a lot of talks. Earlier also, we had traveled together by car and by plane and all that. So he was very intimate, but I didn't know. I was very apprehensive, not that he is the President of India, Rashtrapati, how he will behave. But he was as humble as ever and as friendly as ever. Anyway, So I took advantage and liberty with him. I said, Dr. Kalam, you want to make India a developed country by 2020, very good. But I can tell you, even if you bring the wealth of the whole World Bank and put into the 5-year plan, our GDP growth will be there, but the poverty of the poor people will not go. This was 16th April 2003. In 2005, we had GDP growth of 9.5%, but 40% below the poverty line. As on today, also 20% below the poverty line. But that time, that was the percentage was very much more. And so I said, then he said, why Swamiji? Then I said jokingly, you see, the former Prime Minister of India said if you put 1 rupee the 5-year plan, only 15 paisa comes to the grassroots level farmer. I'm afraid even 5 paisa is coming or not. Rampant corruption in the country today. And by the time this 5 paisa has come, the farmer has already committed suicide. I told all these things, point blank. And I said, Dr. Kalam, I'm not talking to you from newspapers reports, because we have many service projects. I was at that time Ranchi. Earlier, I was in Ranchi, Divya and Krishi Vigyan Kendra. That time it was in Bihar, and I had to go to Patna. I'm talking about way back in 1977, 78. And for getting our land back from the government. So that time I saw with my own eyes the principal secretary to the chief minister has got everything on the table, under the glass. The rates are fixed for transfer so many lakhs of rupees, for posting so many lakhs of rupees. Everything is there because there is no time to negotiate. There so many people are coming, and within 24 hours the order has to be given. Most efficient government at that time in the world. So this is what I saw. So I didn't say all the details, but I said, Dr. Kalam, I am speaking from my own experience, how rampant is the corruption in the country today. Bihar might have specialized at that time, but it was all over India. So then he became serious. What is the solution, Swamiji? I said, only one solution. What we should have done on 15th August 1947, we should do it now. What is that? Swami Vivekananda said, education, education, education alone is the panacea of all our evils. But what type of education? Swami Vivekananda has said, what we want is man-making education, character-building education. Sarcastically, we are now giving money-making education. Everybody interested, package, package, package. Even in IIMs, IITs, everywhere. Ultimately, what counts is if your performance is good, that is dependent on what type of placement you get, what type of packages your students are getting. That is the only criteria. Whether you're producing human beings of the excellent quality who are wanting to serve the nation, or whether you are producing the money-making animals. That is not being done, even as on today. Now, NEP 2020 has come where they're talking about value education without giving the name of Swami Vivekananda. Many ideas are there. And hopefully, if it is implemented, it will make a change. The result may come after 15, 20 years when the students who are receiving value education, character building education today may become enlightened citizens. And then Dr. Kalam also said, when I said this one, then Dr. Kalam said, what you say is right. Let us, Swamiji, work together for this value education. I said, the first step, you come to Porbandar, we are going to start Vivekananda Institute of Value Education Culture. And we want that you should inaugurate. Because when we are talking about values, the person who is inaugurating should himself have values. And I know not who can be a better fitting person than you to inaugurate this one. He said, Swamiji, I will come. He kept his promise. And on 12 January 2006, on Swami Vivekananda's birthday, there is National Youth Day, as you know. He came, inaugurated Vivekananda Institute of Value Education Culture, and he narrated how Swami Vivekananda, in his lecture, how Swami Vivekananda had inspired Jamshedji Tata to start Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, while they were both traveling from Japan to Chicago on the ship Empress of India. and how Jamshedji Tata had written to Swami Vivekananda. He read out that letter also, dated 23rd of November 1898, where Jamshedji Tata says, I have started this scheme. You must have doubtless heard of this, and you might remember me as a fellow passenger. And I humbly request you, earnestly request you, to bring out a pamphlet. I know not of a person who could be the general of this campaign than Vivekananda. This is the words he has used. Anyway, afterwards, Swami Vivekananda puts Nivedita on the job, and somehow the other, with all the great resistance of the British government, ultimately in 1911 it came. And yesterday I was in Indian Institute of Science campus, and I told all this story. So all this he told, and then there was question answer session, and where a question was raised that, sir, one boy stood up and said, sir, Operation Duryodhan, Operation Chakravyuh, and other operations have revealed the tip of the iceberg that is rampant corruption in the country today. As the President of India, how do you feel about it? And where do you think lies the solution? Then he got up and says, you see, the parliament has already taken some action on those MPs. Then he took out a book of Swami Vivekananda and read out a passage from Swami Vivekananda, where Swami Vivekananda says, no number of parliament acts can make a nation good, can make a nation great. Then what can make a nation good and what can make a nation great? Again, he read out from the book of Swami Vivekananda. Only a large number of enlightened citizens, good citizens, can make a nation good, can make a nation great. And he also said, and the government cannot produce good people. The government will not produce good people. Then who can do it? Only 3 persons can do it, he said. Father, mother, and the teacher. So much depends upon the teachers. Father, mother themselves are not very much enlightened, but the teachers are enlightened human beings who can make a complete difference, a paradigm shift in making our India a developed country by 2047 as per the vision of Prime Minister of India. So anyway, I'm very happy to be here in this campus. And when we are talking about progressive India, I remember Dr. Kalam very much, because we had a lot of interaction, and he was so eager that India should go forward. And when I told whatever you are telling now was told by Swami Vivekananda and gave that book, he was surprised that as if he is sort of carrying that message of Swami Vivekananda to the modern generation. So now that is what I was telling, that 75 years of progressive India, let us first of all think how much we have achieved. We have got a long way. I was talking about 2003. Why I talked about it at that time, that was the situation. Even today there is corruption, but there is a paradigm shift. During this period also, we have got many achievements. So let us have a look at about these achievements. Number one is 75 years of progressive India, credible nuclear and space power. That is, whole world is now recognizing the nuclear and space power of India, with Chandrayaan and Mars mission at such a low cost and all that. That credibility in the whole world of India has gone up. Startup ecosystem has become a center of attraction for the whole world. Largest young aspirational population and fastest growing market economy. As you know, our country now is the youngest country in the world with highest number of youth. 60% of the youth, 60% of the population is youth population, and that is their aspirations. And the way they are, if they are given proper direction, they can be great assets. And on the other hand, there is the fastest growing market economy also. India's global ranking for DBI, that is doing business with India, has moved up significantly. Favorite investment destination, garnering the highest annual FDI of $83.57 billion in the year 2021 to 2022. And that too, despite the pandemic. At that time, pandemic was there and the countries were struggling hard to preserve their economy. It is at that time we had this $83.57 billions of FDI flow. Industrial Revolution 4.0 moving to a higher orbit. FDI equity inflows in manufacturing rose by 76% in 2021-22, well supported by Indian policies like Make in India. Indian exports of goods and services reached over $600 billion in 2021-22. Atmanirbhar Bharat, India is focusing on self-reliance with a global footprint. Though we are talking about self-reliance, at the same time, we have a global footprint. Digital India, Innovate India, Startup, and Stand Up India have become the hallmark of a unique digital footprint. India accounts for now 40% of global digital payments. Can you imagine even a small farmer is now given a digital card? Digital card, he never knew what is the digital card. The cash money has gone and digital money is coming. And gradually, digitalization is coming in a very big way, in the fastest possible manner among all the countries. India accounts for 40% of global digital payments. Of all the payments in the whole world, 40% is accounted by India. India at United Nations Security Council is no longer pleading for a place on the horseshoe table, but claims it on the basis of her credentials. The way the foreign policy has been there for last few years, the admiration, the appreciation for India in the whole global scenario has become so high that now we are demanding that position in the Security Council with authority and not begging. India is on the forefront of fight against climate change. That is One Planet, One Health initiative and so many other initiatives. And they are very, very important. That is the need of the hour, as you know. India's capacity building assistance under the IEC, under the ITEC, Indian Technical and Economic Cooperatives, to over 160 countries and supply of essential medicines during pandemic. During pandemic, we provided all that medicines necessary for pandemic to the whole world, and the whole world is amazed at such a speed. We provided the vaccines against this pandemic. So, over 160 countries, India's capacity building assistance under the ITEC to over 160 countries and supply of essential medicines during pandemic have given it unparalleled heft as a responsible global-centric power, always rising to the occasion. Great creditable job. Unprecedented support for India at the international fora, including at the declaration of the June 21 as the International Yoga Day, due to its share and care attitude. Now, because of India's share and care attitude, and because we are coming to the aid of the countries whenever needed, with open arms, we are helping all the countries. Because of that, what happened? On 25th of September 2014, the Prime Minister of India made a proposal, United Nations General Assembly, that 21st June celebrated as International Yoga Day. It takes a long time normally, but surprisingly, within a few months, that is on 11th of December 2014, United Nations General Assembly passed the resolution that yes, 21st June should be celebrated as International Yoga Day every year. Not with majority, unanimously. That is the surprise. Out of 198 countries, 178 countries voted, and all voted. Not a single country they had any sort of reservations for that. That is the power of India now. And so from that year 2014 onwards, we know how we are celebrating 21st June as International Yoga Day and how much is enthusiasm created. In fact, it is more so in America and other countries rather than India. Even the New York Square, they are having yoga demonstrations on that day and all that in a very big way. All the countries are going. In fact, there was a news item in the newspaper. Americans going gaga over yoga. And the Time magazine brought out a special issue with a Hollywood actress meditating on the front page. Inside story was that 20 millions of Americans are regularly meditating. 20 millions of Americans regularly meditating. And now the article's name was Just Say Om. And it was inside story was written that 20 millions of Americans regularly meditating. You cannot avoid meditation now. Everywhere there are meditation chambers, and the airports, railway platforms, in educational institutions, boardrooms, classrooms, everywhere there are meditation chambers. When I went in 2010 to America, United Nations, I saw in the ground floor, the corner, it was written meditation chamber, meditation center in United Nations. And my return flight in 2004 was from Zurich to Bombay. There I had plenty of time. I was just roaming over the airport, new airport. And I saw there is a board there, there is a chamber there, meditation chamber. So more than India, even foreign countries, Europe, America, are going for yoga and meditation. That is the power of Indian spirituality. India is all set up to take up a benign leadership role during Amrit Kal. That is, Amrit Kal is now next 25 years. With a strong polity, stronger economy, and efficient foreign policy, which is robust, resilient, and result-oriented, and more importantly, with the global good in the background. Communication technology has undergone transformation. Now it is a global village. So according to Kenichi Ohome, he has written a book. The name of the book is Borderless World. So Kenichi Ohome is that book. In the Borderless World, he said that now very soon a time will come when all the borders of all the countries will be removed. It has become a global village, and there the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is the mantra of India for thousands of years, will now become the mantra of this global regime. Arnold J. Toynbee, one of the greatest historians of our times, he was an officer, army officer in British Army, and he saw the First World War and the casualties, and he became so much disappointed and seeing so many people dying. He retired from the army, and he was thinking that the human civilization cannot survive now. With so much of destruction all over, it is not possible. By the time Second World War came, and he saw all the further casualties, though he was not at the time active in the war, but he was very much disturbed, and he lost all hopes for humanity. 1936, during the centenary of Sri Ramakrishna, he was called to a London center, and he was given a book of Sri Ramakrishna. After reading that, he said, no. There is hope for the humanity. There is hope for the humanity. And then he wrote as a foreword to that book, which Sri Ramakrishna's unique message. In the foreword, he wrote, the present chapter of the history had a Western beginning. But if the world has to survive from self-destruction in this atomic age, it must have an Indian end. The present chapter of the history had a Western beginning. But if the world has to survive in this atomic age from self-destruction, the only way is Indian way. The closing chapter, concluding chapter has to be Indian. It has to end with Indian chapter. And then he says, Emperor Ashoka and Mahatma Gandhi's principle of non-violence and Sri Ramakrishna's testimony as to the harmony of religions, these are the attitudes and the values which will save the whole world from self-destruction in this atomic age. So that is Arnold Toynbee also saying that now Indian spiritual culture will be penetrating for the good of the world. It is very necessary that this Indian spiritual culture, talking about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, talking about global good, talking about harmony of religions, talking about non-violence, these are the attitudes and the values required by the whole world if the world has to survive. So that is the very important point that he has made. As far as management is concerned, the fourth wave of management is now coming slowly creeping into the management world. The first wave was the British style of management, when work measurement of Taylor's work method, measurement methods and method study and critical examination and all that were in vogue. The second wave of management was American style of management, when Peter Drucker became the guru of all. The third wave of management was Japanese style of management, when all started taking care of TQM, total quality management and all that. And the fourth wave now is coming, slowly creeping in, and that is the holistic style of management based on Indian ethos. And why? There are so many reasons. So many new things have come because of that, this one. Number one is now fifth M has become very important. So far, we were stressing on 4 M's. Management of money, financial management, management of persons, that is human resource development or personal management, that time personnel management, and now it is human resource development, that is management of the persons. Management of money, then management of machines, production planning and control, and management of materials management. These 4 very important management. Now the fifth M is coming. What is that? Management of mind. Management of mind is becoming very important. Many youngsters, they are just losing concentration, focus. They cannot concentrate. Attention span is reduced because of the social media and all that. Attention span is gone and concentration power is gone. So how to meditate, how to concentrate, and how to increase concentration of mind, that is a very big problem everywhere, but especially so in the field of management, it is prevalent more. Why? According to Chicago-based Research Corporation, 40% of the companies are now having regular courses on stress management. And stress management, the usual methods prescribed by the Western psychology are not working. For example, they say that you see, supposing one person is coming, one manager is going to the workplace. While he was coming out of his house, his wife gave a big thrashing. So now he could not say anything to her, because otherwise he will not get food. She will run away to house, her own house, and all that problem. So he pockets that insult. And after coming to the workplace, right and left, without any reason, he goes on firing his subordinates. Now the subordinates also know how to pay back in the same coin. But they keep mum, because if they pay back in the same coin, they will lose the job. So this insult goes inside the subconscious mind, creates stress and creates strain. So the psychologists say you should express your feelings. My God, if I express my feelings, I will lose my job. Don't worry. We have got the solution. What is the solution? Go to the market and purchase voodoo dolls and head diaries and punching bags. Come to the house, close the doors and windows of your room, and put the voodoo doll on your table. Now write down the name of your boss or your mother-in-law or your wife, whosoever you want to put your anger on. And now 3 types of pins are also available. Black pins for injury, blue pins for serious injury, and red pins are there for murdering. And just give a red pin and your boss is murdered. and you will have a lot of peace of mind without any tranquilizers. You will have get nice sleep. But unfortunately, problem is that next day again the boss is sitting on the chair. What to do? You killed him in your house, but what again he is reading the what to do. So these are all quick fixes, but temporary methods. So that is why meditation and yoga, many of the companies are now adopting, even in America, corporate sector also, meditation sessions are there, and yoga and meditation is becoming prevalent. And Bhagavad Gita, for example, Bhagavad Gita's message of equanimity of mind, yoga karma sukhaushalam, these are being taught there. And of course, they have given a new name to that. This corporate sector in America, when they are applying this meditation and these techniques and Bhagavad Gita technique, so what they are saying is they have given the name karma capitalism. Karma capitalism. They have given the name. So October 30, 2006, Pete Engredo and Jenna McGruger penned an article in Business Week entitled Karma Capitalism. There it is narrated how American companies are also adopting the message and also going for meditation for their stress development and all that. Karma capitalism. On August 19, 2019, the prestigious Roundtable issued a new statement redefining the purpose of a corporation. 181 CEOs of leading companies such as Amazon and Apple, who signed the new statement, committed to lead their companies for the benefit of all stakeholders, customers, employees, suppliers, communities, and shareholders. Not only for profit, but they will share this profit among all of that. That is, so great change is coming. And it is there. So another thing, for more than a decade now, United States businessmen have been sending signals on the importance of being a better human being in a roundabout way. In a roundabout way, they are telling, but the importance of human being, the importance of being empathic and being of helpful to all the communities is slowly coming up. And this is the need of the hour. Trusteeship management is very, very important, which is being told in our Indian ethos. One of the most important things told is about trusteeship management. And for the first time, and why it is important, because what is the phenomenon now? Now, most of the billionaires of the world are having access to, they are monopolizing the maximum wealth. 90% of the wealth is in the hands of a few billionaires. Can you imagine? A few billionaires are having 90% of the whole wealth of the world, whole world. On the other hand, there are a few who are starving and starving to death. These are the two ends. What is trusteeship management? Trusteeship management wants to bridge this gap between haves and have-nots. On the one hand, these millionaires and billionaires do not have peace of mind. They have money, but no peace of mind. They are suffering from affluenza. Oxford Dictionary has used new word now, affluenza. Influenza we know, but affluenza is a new word, and that comes to only affluent people. So affluenza has come, and in America, the parents have started affluenza resistance society also. So this affluenza has come. So these billionaires, most of them are suffering from affluenza. On the other hand, this minority, some people, another 10%, they are suffering in the world, they are suffering from starvation. They are so poor. So bridging the gap is very, very important. These people have got money, no peace of mind. These people have peace of mind, but no money. So if this money goes to the poor people somewhere or the other, these people will also be happier, and they will have peace of mind. How? By the principle of trusteeship management. In the corporate sector, for the first time, Swami Vivekananda, he applied this principle of trusteeship management. As you know, he went there in 1893, Swami Vivekananda delivered his historic speech in the World Parliament of Religions, and he had to stay back for 3 more years. He was so popular. Now, 1894, that time, the richest person of the world was John D. Rockefeller. At that time, he was passing through a very weak phase, and he had become so much anxious, so much worried. All the hair had gone. He had become emaciated. He was on the verge of death. That was the condition. At that time, somebody suggested, why don't you come to my friend's house? A monk has come, a saint has come from India, and maybe by talking to him, you will get peace of mind. Rockefeller said, what? I have to go to a beggar for getting advice? No, I will not go. You know, we are all beggars. We are beggars. We live on charity. We live on alms. So he said, I have to go to a beggar for getting advice? No, I will not go. But one fine morning, suddenly, he went to the place where Swami Vivekananda was staying. He called the bell. The butler opened the door. He went inside. Now, Swamiji at that time was not in his drawing room. He was in his study room, and he was reading. Now, without being announced, Rockefeller went to his room. Now, Swami Vivekananda, as you know, had tremendous power of concentration. He was so engrossed that he did not notice Rockefeller coming. So Rockefeller stood for some time. Then he knocked at the table. Then Swamiji looked up. Then Rockefeller said, I am Rockefeller. Then Swami Vivekananda, what do you want? Now, he was not prepared for this statement. Rockefeller means the President of America would get up from the seat, and here is person sitting, the beggar, sitting there and asking, what do you want? So he became so much annoyed. I don't want anything. Then Swami can, then why have you come? And he had come without invitation. He could not say anything. Then Swami Vivekananda said, my dear Rockefeller, I know why you have come. You have come here because you do not have peace of mind. And then he started narrating many incidents from the life of Rockefeller, which no one else knew except Rockefeller. Then he became excited. Who has told all this things to you? Swamiji smiled and said, do you think it is necessary? I can see through your mind as I can see through a glass almirah. Then Rockefeller became non-plussed. My God, he has come to know all my secrets. And then Swami Vivekananda said, Rockefeller, remember, you are not the owner of your wealth. You are only a custodian of your wealth. Utilize this money for removing the sufferings of millions of people. That is the only way you can get peace of mind. There is no other way. And he became so much annoyed. He just left the room abruptly, as abruptly had come. Left. But after a week, again he came and called the bell. The butler opened the door. Again he went inside. Swamiji was not in drawing room, so he went to his study room. Swamiji was fully absorbed. So Rockefeller again, he knocked at the table. Then Swamiji looked up. Then Rockefeller put a piece of paper in which he had made an announcement of a huge donation for a public cause. And when Swami Vivekananda read it, Rockefeller said, now you must thank me. I followed your advice. Swamiji said, well, it is for you to thank me. By following my advice, you will get peace of mind, which cannot be purchased in the market from millions of dollars. So that was a very huge donation. Earlier also Rockefeller had given donation, but this was a very, very good donation. And so Rockefeller writes in his autobiography, and he went on to live for 98 years, healthy. And then he wrote in his biography, there is more to life than just earning money. Riches is not important. We must believe in giving. He says we must believe in giving. He does not give the name of Swami Vivekananda, but his all the message, all these sentences as if you appear is what Swami Vivekananda telling. There is more to life than just accumulating riches. And there is power in giving. And there is peace of mind you get in giving. So that is how trusteeship management principle was for the first time in the corporate sector was advised by Swami Vivekananda. Then later on, now it has become trusteeship management has become very important. And in India, now corporate social responsibility, CSR has come. So if you don't do it willingly, now the law is there, you will have to have percentage from your profit for the welfare of the world. But this is what happens. Trusteeship management, of course, the roots of this trusteeship management are in our Upanishad. Ishavasya says, Isha vasamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena taktena bhunjitha ma grada kasya siddhanam. The whole world is permeated by one supreme reality. So what you do? You renounce and enjoy the wealth. How can I enjoy if I renounce? No, you don't have to renounce the wealth. You don't have to renounce your Mercedes-Benz car. You don't have to renounce your house. What you have to renounce? Your proprietorship. You are not the owner. You are only a custodian. And give up, renounce this attachment. Give up this possession, sense of possession. And give up this selfishness. And spread this peace all around. Distribute this money all around. So, Isha vasamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha ma agrida kasya siddham. Don't covet anybody's else wealth, rather than try to distribute the wealth. So that message Swami Vivekananda gave, which is a part of our Indian ethos, which he gave this principle of trusteeship management in America at that time, which is very important now, that when we are looking forward to that, it is very important. And one more thing that has come in the modern science is that SQ has come. Now, Dana Zohar, she is a professor in Oxford University. She has written a book. The name of the book is SQ, Spiritual Intelligence, the Ultimate Intelligence, where she says, physiologically, psychologically, biologically, neurologically, from every point of view, there is a contradicting evidence. There is something called SQ, which is the basis of both IQ and EQ. IQ will tell you how to play the game of life. EQ will tell you how to play the game of life under changed circumstances. SQ will tell you why to play the game of life. All these details are given. But how to achieve this SQ? For that, our Indian ethos gives the solution. This harmony of 4 yogas in our own times, Swami Vivekananda has given how to develop SQ in a very, very comprehensive manner. He has given the definition. Each soul is potentially divine. In his book on Raj Yoga, he says, each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature external and internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy. By one or more all of this, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Doctrines, dogmas, rituals, temples, churches, mosques are but secondary details. So Dana Zohar says, a person may be highly religious and yet low in SQ, and a person may be less religious but high in SQ. So religion and spirituality has been divided, and that is what Swami Vivekananda said. When we practice these 4 yogas, we'll be able to have spiritual development, and that will lead to happiness and peace in everyday life, culminating in infinite happiness and peace, and culminating in our objective of manifesting the divinity and reaching 100% SQ, spiritual intelligence. So from that point of view also, now Indian ethos, because of that SQ, has become very important. One type of leadership that is becoming very prevalent and very popular, as you know, is servant leadership. Robert Greenleaf started this in 1976, but now only the whole world, corporate world, is also embracing that servant leadership, that the best type of leadership. What is servant leadership? Servant leadership is by leading by example rather than by precept, and leading by renunciation, leading by unselfishness, and leading by service attitude. And that type of leadership is now becoming very successful. So this servant leadership in our own times was given long back, 5,000 years back. Sri Krishna practiced this servant leadership, became the charioteer of Arjuna. And Swami Vivekananda in our own times He practiced servant leadership. And you know, whatever he earned little of money by begging, all when he came, he immediately handed over to his brother disciple Swami Brahmananji. And he started Ramakrishna Mission, not Vivekanand Mission. He started Ramakrishna Mission in the name of his Guru to implement the message of Sri Ramakrishna of serving humanity irrespective of caste, creed, color, religion, nationality, Shiv Gyana Jeev Seva. With that objective, he started Ramakrishna Mission and all the other service activities, but he did not take the credit. And he did not become the first president. First president was Swami Brahmananji. Because he did not go for power and position, because he went only for serving, because he practiced servant leadership, with the result, when Swami Vivekananda passed away in meditation on 4 July 1902, at the age of 39 years, there were 5 centers of Ramakrishna Math and Mission, 1 in America, New York, 4 in India. At present, we have 265 branch centers. The organization is growing and growing and growing because of the visionary Swami Vivekananda. He practiced servant leadership. So with the result, because of that vision, today Ramakrishna is growing. 265 centers all over the world, 65 abroad, 200 in India. Apart from 1,000 non-affiliated centers seeking affiliation run by our devotees and friends in so many places and so many hospitals, so many educational institutions, so much of rural and tribal development work. Last year, the service projects of all service projects, educational, tribal development, rural development, health, all combined, and relief activities, all combining 1,100 crores of rupees was spent by Ramakrishna Mission. So you can imagine how much it has grown from what Swami Vivekananda left. Normally, a leader leaves and the organization either dies or survives on oxygen. But here, the organization is thriving and thriving and striving and progressing, marching forward because Swami Vivekananda practices servant leadership. So this servant leadership also has its roots in Indian ethos. So that is why for stress management, for development of SQ, for servant leadership, for various reasons, for karma capitalism, Indian ethos is becoming very important. The 4th wave of management based on Indian ethos is becoming important. That is why India is going to become a superpower. Economic superpower, already it has become, it is the 5th largest economy. Very soon it will become the 3rd largest economy, but not only economical, but in every way it will prosper. I was invited by Indore Management Association sometime back during the 29th International Management Conclave, 2020. And that time, the point was raised whether India will be able to reach $5 trillion economy. I said, it will certainly reach. And I said, I am not telling this because I am not an economist. And yet I am telling confidently that it will reach 5 trillion economy. And it's already reached now. But that time, in 4 years back, I had told, on what basis? On the basis of a vision of Swami Vivekananda. One day, Swami Vivekananda was meditating, and afterwards, in Belur Math, after his meditation was over, he said, I have seen. And his brother was very much curious. Swamiji, what have you seen? I have seen next 500 years of India in my vision. What did you see? I saw that India has become great. It has become so great that its past glory will fade into insignificance. Economically, it has become so great. Earlier also it was Sone ki Chidiya, but it will become greater than that also. So economically also it will prosper, and in all ways it will prosper. It will become a superpower. This is what Swamiji saw in his vision while meditating. Next 500 years of India he has seen. So I am very much confident, based on that vision, that India will prosper. India is going to get forward. There are many enemies tries, foreign power within India, trying to disrupt the economy, trying to disrupt India's growth. Nothing going to this. Swami Vivekananda wrote in a prophetic vision, I see my mother India coming up with a whole golden halo. None can resist her anymore. India is going to become great. None can stop it. So with my offering to Swami Vivekananda and my thanks to IIM Bangalore, I conclude here with my prayer, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kashchid dukkham apnuyat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you, Swamiji, for your very insightful words, and as well as taking us through a journey with just reminding us of how many different great thinkers have been in India thinking about progressive India. When we think about economic development and climate change, we rely on Western economists and scholars, when essentially the root of many of these things are held by leaders in India like APJ Abdul Kalam or Gandhi ji or Vivekananda, who have essentially been having a vision for India which is far more holistic. And I think you touched upon concepts like trusteeship, which is especially something like, I guess, business schools should look through, because that's probably the kind of attitude that we need today in the time of climate change and inequality. We have some time for Q&A. So if anyone wants to ask any question to Swamiji.
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Pranams at the lotus feet, Maharaj. At the end of such an enlightening talk, there are no questions as such, but however, I take little courage to come up with one or two small ones. Question number one is, I'm a medical professional. However, I'm also part of a couple of small-time business networks. What I see is there is nothing Indian about any one of these organizations. Everything has to come from West. Even the smallest of the small is also Western. I mean, we can see pockets of West right within the city when it comes to business or any one of these networks, number one. Number two is, I raised this question in Baswangudi Mat when some scholar had come. Like, there is one character, there is one personality that came up in India past 100 years ago. And we see we see more number of institutions, playgrounds, academics, universities named after this one personality, while all others fade into oblivion. Why is that? And in specific, I took the name, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, for whatever it was. While, are there no other characters worth naming? Every playground, every institution, every university has been named.
I have not named it. Please forgive me. I have not named it, and forgive me. I will not be able to answer that question why they are doing it. And as far as your medical profession is concerned, now the latest discovery that 60% of Americans are now practicing alternative medicine. They are going for alternative medicine. They have come to know the benefits of the alternative medicine that involves Ayurveda, homeopathy, acupressure, acupuncture, magnetotherapy, other therapies, so many other therapies, natural therapy, and all that. And gradually, this shift is coming again to Indian school of wisdom of medical. It will take some time. This is a transitory phase. What you are expressing is true, but what we are visualizing is different. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Namaste, sir. Your speech is very enlightened. My question is related to Prapancha Shanti, world peace. Politically, also, our government will try to make world peace. At the same time, other than political leaders, spiritual leaders also can make some initiatives for the benefit of the people, world peace.
I am not getting you. I think you have to bring the mic nearer.
Yeah. My question is related to world peace, Prapancha Shanti.
That is what?
World peace.
World
Prapancha
peace.
Shanti.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So, from the government, political leaders try to make some world peace. From your point of view, spiritual, as a spiritual leader, is there any initiatives to make world peace?
Well, the thing is that this world peace is a political issue, number one. But one of the reason of the world peace being not there is because of this sectarianism, bigotry, and fanaticism. That is the quarrel between various faiths. And that is why we conduct lot of interfaith conferences. And as I told you, and when Swami Vivekananda delivered his historic speech, that was the first interfaith experiment in 1893. That time, on 11th September, why he received such an ovation? Only sisters and brothers of America, he told, and 2 minutes of ovation was there, that we can say that there was some sort of a effect. But after that, only 3 minutes were left. Within these 3 minutes, 472 words. That was the historic speech when the next day newspapers were all aglow with the appreciation and saying, and the New York Herald wrote, the greatest figure in the parliament religious is Swami Vivekananda. After listening to him, we feel how foolish on our part to send missionaries to India. The religion is so great, we should invite missionaries from India. This whole paradigm shift came, all those things came up. Now, this was the first event. And then Swami Vivekananda continued to give the lectures in Christian churches and everywhere, and talking about this harmony of religions. For 3.5 years he worked. He gave the lectures on all the 4 yogas, but he always stood for interfaith harmony. And there what he said on 11th September, sectarianism, bigotry, and his horrible descendant fanaticism have long possessed this beautiful earth, drenched it often and often with human blood, destroyed civilizations, and sent whole nations to despair. Had it not been for these horrible demons, our human society would have been far more advanced than it is now. But their time has come, and I fervently hope that the bell that tolled this morning in the honor of this convention may be the death knell of all fanaticism, of all persecution, whether with the sword or with the pen in the name of religion, and of all uncharitable feelings between persons wending their way to the same goal. That was the speech he gave. And even today, this speech is more relevant. Now what we find, still the quarrel is going on between the religions. And that is why we are having interfaith conferences. And 1893 that was held, for 100 years nothing was done. 1993, our Chicago Center took up the initiative in holding centenary celebration of Swami Vivekananda's Chicago address. And then that time an idea was mooted that World Parliament of Religion should be revised, reinvented. And so another committee was formed, and whatever was there, from there, again, the new committee was formed, and the name was given Parliament of World's Religion. Earlier was World's Parliament. That is the only difference. And they started doing, and they said every 5 years we should have. So the first was done in Chicago, then second was done in somewhere else, like that. And the 6th was done in the World's Parliament region that was held in Salt Lake City in America, where I had the honor of speaking. And then 7th Parliament of Religions was held in Toronto. There also I spoke about the global approach of Hinduism and Swami Vivekananda's approach, all that. So these interfaith conferences, we go to other interfaith conferences also organized by Christian missionaries, other missionaries, and by the World Parliament regions also we participate. Plus we ourselves organize these interfaith conferences. So at least one reason for which there is lack of world peace and for which there is so many quarrels. In fact, there is a book by Samuel P. Huntington. The name of the book is The Clash of Civilizations and Remaking of a World Order, where he says most of the wars, the Cold Wars, we do not know about them. Most of the wars that are being fought between countries are not the wars between countries. They are clash of civilizations. Outwardly, it appears 2 countries are fighting. No, it is a fight between Islam and Christianity, if you go deeper. So he says most of the quarrels are because of the clash of civilizations. And so we want to make a remaking a world order. This interfaith harmony is a must. That is what Samuel P. Huntington says. And that is exactly the work we are doing. Our contribution for world peace is through interfaith harmony, which is a very important thing, because according to Samuel P. Huntington, one of the most important reasons why this peace is not there is because of this interfaith disharmony. So that we are trying our best.
Thank you.
Yeah. The final question.
Namaste, Swamiji. Swamiji's main intention was women empowerment. For that, he has given a instruction to Sister Nivedita. And because of it, there is a Calcutta Girls High School. And today's 10th International Yoga Day theme is also women empowerment. Can you give your words on women empowerment, or what is on the vision of Swami Vivekananda women empowerment actually it is? Can you please address on this?
Can you please clarify what?
She's asking about women empowerment, and what was the message of Swami Vivekananda on women empowerment?
Women empowerment. Oh, very nice question. Actually, Swami Vivekananda was for one of. Are you talking about Swami Vivekananda on women empowerment ideas?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you those. Now, I will tell you, one of the few persons in our country who talked about women empowerment in the beginning was Swami Vivekananda. Not only that, he said, nobody can fly with one wing. It requires two wings. So unless until our women position is developed, our women development takes place, till that time, national development will not take place. So 1894, Swami Vivekananda wrote from Chicago to his brother disciples that now you must start something for women development. And he said, I want much for women more first, then much for men. At that time, he was so visionary. Of course, at that time, it could not be done. First, 1897, Ramakrishna Mission came up. In 1954, during the centenary of Holy Mother's birthday, this Sarda Math came up. It is all nuns and everything managed by nuns. It is in the world history. It is the first organization of women where the women have got full freedom. If you go to Buddhism, the bhikshuni will have to bow down to a junior bhikshu, and they cannot be upadeshaka. In Christianity, the nuns can give the can do everything, but they cannot become guru, and they have to give baptism only from the Christian father. But for the first time, in Swami Vivekananda's, because of the Swami Vivekananda's ideas of women empowerment, now women can become nuns. They get their mantra diksha also from the nuns. They get their sannyas diksha, brahmacharya diksha also from the nuns. This Sarda Math is by the women, for the women, of the women. So these ideas of Swami Vivekananda of women empowerment are taking place. But his idea was that women development cannot take place without women education. So the first thing he did after coming back from the Western countries was to start a school for the women, for the girls. And then he could not find any person who could head that. So he gave a clarion call to Miss Margaret Noble, who was a teacher in England at that time, who was his disciple. He gave a clarion call to come to India and sacrifice her life for educating Indian women in the Indian way, not in the Western way. So he wrote a letter, one of the most important, inspiring letters written by Swami Vivekananda. Sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice in the past has been the law. It will be alas for ages to come. India's bravest and best will have to sacrifice themselves for the good of humanity. Buddhas by the hundreds are necessary with eternal love and pity. The world is burning with misery. Can you sleep? Can you sleep? Let us call and call till the sleeping gods awake. And he told Nivedita, if you believe in sacrifice, come. And Miss Margaret came, sacrificed her life. So when Swami Vivekananda gave her Brahmacharya Diksha, he gave her the name Nivedita, the dedicated one, because she had dedicated her whole life for educating women of India. And later on, she also an inspiring source of the revolutionaries, and she worked out for the freedom of India. That's another chapter. But main thing is Swami Vivekananda was so much concerned about women empowerment, women development, and women education. If you go, his books are also there on women of India, and a complete verse is full of these ideas. So please go through the letters of Swami Vivekananda, and his book is there, Women of India. You go through that. So very nice question, but this is and why this, I'm telling you this question is good, because I forgot that issue. Because if India has to become a superpower, again, women empowerment is a must. With only man development, that India development will not take place.
Thank you, Swamiji. Nice rendering. But unfortunately, this year theme of 10th Yoga Day is women empowerment only.
Oh, very good.
This is a decennial celebration of Yoga Day, International Yoga Day.
Very
and
good.
The theme of yoga is women empowerment only.
That is
Thank
very
you.
good. And that is commendable.
Huh.
That is commendable.
Huh.
That is very much commendable, very much necessary. As I told you, without women empowerment, nothing can take place. As per ideas of Swami Vivekananda.
I've been through Colombo to Almora book.
Yeah, you have got it. But you read letters of Swami Vivekananda and that small book, Women of India.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Swamiji. With this, we would like to, I think there are more people who want to ask the question, but I think we need to wrap up as well. So I'd like to thank you for your valuable time. I think you kind of opened our minds to a lot of different perspectives. It's always great. You also transported us to back in the 1900s and the enlightened thoughts people had at this time. And we, in contrast, probably still are taking baby steps to things that people were thinking about, with such depth about 150 years ago. So thank you for enlightening us. Thanks a lot. There are some books, right? For all the participants,
Everybody
there's
will get one copy.
some
Everybody
books
will get
for
one
free.
copy. It's called the Ration. This is the compilation of Swami Vivekananda's quotation from the complete verse of Swami Vivekananda, 9 volumes. I would request you, I brought all the way from our Bangalore Mutt, and I said, everybody must receive one copy before leaves, because my words will be forgotten, but the words of Swami Vivekananda will remain with you and will guide you in your life to become a humble instrument of national development. Beautiful ideas are there in that, on education, on women, on all those factors. His call to the nation. Please take a copy as a gift, as a humble and loving gift from Ramakrishna at Bangalore.
Thank you, Swamiji, for this amazing gift for all of us.
Sister Nivedita, very good. Just now we talked about Sister Nivedita. This is for Pratik. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very thoughtful. Please come to the ashrama whenever you can visit. And if you come to Rajkot, you are welcome. I take one. Yeah, please come. Oh, very. Thank you. Thank you so much.